We're back on the campaign trail today after last night's debate in Atlanta. Former President Trump is in Virginia, while President Biden rallied supporters here in Raleigh at the state fairgrounds.
After a performance last night that left many Democrats concerned, here's how President Biden responded today during his visit to Raleigh.
I give you my word as a Biden, I would not be running again if I didn't believe with all my heart and soul I can do this job. Because quite frankly, the stakes are too high.
WRAL's Monica Casey joins us now live from the state fairgrounds. And Monica, you spoke to a lot of people there. How are they responding to President Biden's performance today?
Yeah, Deborah, their response to today's performance was pretty positive. President Biden was joined here by big names in North Carolina, including Governor Roy Cooper and the Democratic nominee for Governor Josh Stein. All of them had a similar takeaway that this state is crucial to President Biden in the nationwide election. His performance here today was also important after last night's debate left many in his own party concerned.
I know I'm not a young man. State the obvious. Well, I know.
After a rocky performance in the Thursday night debate, which President Biden acknowledged, a stronger performance today has supporters feeling better.
Yeah, the debate, it reminded me of the rest of the conversations that I've heard from them. I didn't feel like I got anything new out of it. So I didn't feel as energized as I do now after coming here.
Claire Zambrano came to the state fairgrounds to get some optimism back, and Biden gave her what she was looking for.
So you're walking out of here today with your mind made up?
Yes, for sure.
Other supporters, like small business owner Gabrielle Rivero from Durham, felt the same way.
And some people have called for him to step aside and let someone else step in. What do you think of that?
Yeah, so I think at this point, I'm like, Biden's the one we got, so we got to show up for him. I think in 4 years, I think this is the time to start thinking about who might be coming next in 4 years. But I feel like at this point, we got Biden. He's ready. He feels spirited to do it. So I'm like, let's go.
And Biden acknowledged in his remarks here that he may not speak or debate as well as he used to, but he also took the opportunity to declare he tells the truth while saying his opponent does not. In Raleigh, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
A handful of interruptions took place during President Biden's 20-minute speech inside the Jim Graham building. Protesters tried to shout over him several times. During each eruption, the crowd started chanting 4 more years and USA to drown out the protesters. Eventually, authorities, as you saw, escorted them out of the building.
Meanwhile, former President Trump spent the afternoon in Chesapeake, Virginia. Crowds of people lined up at a farm to listen to him speak for the first time since last night's debate. He told the crowd he believes he won the debate and criticized President Biden's performance.
He got the debate rules that he wanted. He got the date that he wanted. He got the network that he wanted. With the moderates he wanted. No amount of rest or rigging could help him defend his atrocious record.
Well, it's not just Republicans with a strong reaction to last night's debate. Democrats are trying to figure out their next move. WRAL's Dan Haggerty is here now to dig into the party's response. Dan?
We heard a little bit kind of what supporters are saying during Monica's piece, but still, I mean, especially after last night, it was the elephant in the room, or more accurately, the donkey, the Democrats, their reaction to Biden's performance at the debate last night. The headlines today were worrisome to a lot of Democrats. NBC writing, some Democrats start calling for Biden to step aside. In the New York Times, a prominent columnist, someone who supported Biden in 2020, supported Clinton in 2016, published an opinion this morning titled, "Joe Biden is a good man and a good president. He must now bow out of the race." So look, it was no secret, and it hasn't been, that Biden's age and mental acuity have been a big focus of his reelection. Any flub that we have seen from him, any awkward moment, has been used as a weapon by anybody who considers wants to run against him, anybody on the right. Last night, there was plenty of ammo for them. So much so that Politico wrote, Democrats really have no way to spin this, which is Probably why we've seen so many of them just keep quiet. Josh Stein was on the stage today. So was Governor Roy Cooper. Neither of them even tried to touch it. During today's campaign event, they made no mention of the debate. Shortly after that event ended, though, former President Obama posted this on Twitter saying, quote, "Bad debate nights happen. Trust me, I know. But this election is still a choice between someone who has fought for ordinary folks his entire life and someone who only cares about himself. Last night didn't change that." So maybe that is the direction the Democrats are going. Do you consider that to be spin? Was it just a fluke? Well, here is how Biden put it during his speech today.
I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth. I know right from wrong. And I know how to do this job.
Look, if you watched the debate last night and then you watched what we saw today in Raleigh, it is true that most people would think the president clearly looked much sharper today in town than he did in Atlanta last night. And it seems to be the game plan at this point, full steam ahead, moving beyond what we saw in the debate. And it is a long race ahead. Plenty of time for swing voters, so many of them here in North Carolina, to decide the difference between a bad debate night and something more serious. Deb.
Thank you, Dan. Well, if you missed last night's debate, you can find more details and reaction to it right now on WRAL.com. Ahead at 5:30, PolitiFact fact checks some of the candidates' statements. The full fact check is also on WRAL.com.